Last year, I became severely depressed, and I couldn't necessarily tell you why. A lot of mood disorders, there isn't an exact reason that you can always pinpoint for why you're suffering or for why you're going through what you're going through. You just know that you're going through it. And for a while, I was like, I'm okay, like, I just have to do this, and I'm gonna be fine, but I wasn't fine. And I had to, like, make that decision to get better instead of, so, like, for example, like, one day I slept for 18 hours. And that's kind of when I knew that I had, like, a real problem going on. Like, who sleeps for 18 hours in one night? And so I called Furman, which is the counseling center at Barnard. And I eventually started seeing a psychiatrist, too, to get medicated. Because my anxiety and my depression were just so out of control that the only way I could really be on campus and, like, be in school and finish my work, I felt, was to take meds. So I was prescribed Zoloft, which is often a med that is used for anti-anxiety, to like calm anxiety and to just kind of like help you get up in the morning and to just kind of like get going. It doesn't necessarily solve the issues of your anxiety, but it just helped me get going. But when I got home, the Zoloft actually made me very suicidal. And I couldn't pinpoint why. I was just feeling so extremely apathetic about everything until one day I realized it was the medicine that was making me feel that way. And that was my experience. Like, I know people who have had good experiences with Zoloft. I know people who've had terrible experiences with it the way that I did. And so one day, like, I kind of just woke up and I was tired of feeling so tired all the time. I was tired of feeling apathetic and tired of feeling like I didn't want to be alive. And I knew that that wasn't really, I knew that those were not my true feelings. And so I crushed up my Zoloft. So extra. I like crushed it up into a powder and then I just threw it all away. And then I had really bad withdrawal because you're not supposed to just stop taking medicine like that abruptly. But I like just made a dedication to myself and a promise to myself to do everything that I could to get better. And I did that. And yeah, on October 1st, I got a call that my mom was in the hospital for a very, very serious reason. And it triggered my anxiety again. I started sleeping through class, or even when I wasn't sleeping, I kind of had like a sleep paralysis. So like I would wake up and I just couldn't move. Like literally, like no matter how hard I tried, I could not get out of my bed. It got to the point where I was scared to go outside. One day, like I didn't have any food in my apartment and I was going to go downstairs because there's like a supermarket next to where I was living and to go get a meal. As soon as I stepped out the door, like I just couldn't do it. And I felt like I was going to cry and my chest got really tight. And I just had to go back inside, and I had to go outside like 3 times before I could really like walk out and like get out of just like the property of my apartment. And it was at that point where I knew I wanted to take a break, but going home for me isn't really the best for a plethora of reasons. And so I talked to my professors, I talked to my dean, and I was like, I really want to make it work. I really want to stay. Like, I really don't want to have to go back home, even though I feel like that might be the best decision. So I tried for a couple of weeks, but my anxiety was still kind of just up the walls because I had like a month's worth of work to catch up on, and like anybody who goes to the school knows how much work that is. And it just was very overwhelming, and I felt like I was going to have to quit everything that made me happy and made me me in order to catch up. And at the end of the day, like, I'm not getting the credits from fall semester of 2017. And I paid for this semester, so it sucks because I don't get to get any of those credits for the semester. But ultimately, I'm more important, and like my health is more important. Me being able to wake up tomorrow is more important to me than getting these grades. And I would much rather take this time off to focus on myself, to learn how to cope with crisis, to learn how to learn techniques to adjust my attention when I'm having trouble focusing, than to fail all my classes this semester, which is probably what would happen. So I'm really excited to go on leave. I'm probably going to be in an outpatient therapy program for a lot of the time and working. I love makeup, so I'm hoping I can get into some collabs with some artists in Chicago and just see where it takes me. I don't really have a ton of plans. A lot of people keep asking me, like, what's your plan? And like, I'm tired of having plans. I'm tired of having to be put together for everybody else. I'm tired of feeling like I have to be some sort of tokenized success story, and because I'm like low income and I'm at this like Ivy League institution, and like I've always been super duper involved in like community work and in my schools and here. So I'm just used to having to be hyperactive and hyper like aware and just being something that my family can brag about. But I want to be something that I can brag about. Like for myself, I want to be able to say that I'm sane, because at the end of the day, if I leave this institution and I have a piece of paper but I don't have my mind, what the hell do I really have? I can't go out and live in this world if I don't have like my sanity intact and I don't have myself intact. So yeah, that's me.